And you're back for Reteach 7.4. So you are reading and making bar graphs in the Reteach and the practice 7.4. So again, let's look over the first half of the example so you understand how to do the bottom half. So a double bar graph is used to compare data for two related groups. Very important, two related groups. You can use this double bar graph to compare the number of 5th and 6th graders who belong to different clubs at Middlevale School. So I know this kind of is washing out a little, but I think you should be able to distinguish the two bars. All right, so you're using this double bar graph to answer questions 1 through 6. So it says the interval of distance of data is the distance between the numbers on the axis. The interval of the club is, so this is the name of the club, so they're talking about this. So how much does this go up each time? So it goes from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, which means it's going up by 10 members each time. Now, I know there is a skip horizontal line, and yeah, I understand you're probably thinking, well, but it's going up by 5 each time, but they're talking about the stated number on the vertical axis. That's important that you get that. All right, so number 2, the bar graph for 6th graders who belong to the computer club, so I'm going to go over here, ends at 20. So 20 students, 26th graders belong to the science club. All right, that was a tough one. Let's go on to number 3. The bar graph for 5th graders who belong to the art club ends halfway between, so it's right here. So it's between 20 and 30. So halfway between 20 and 30 is 25. That would be a reasonable answer. Let's go to number 4. So it says blank 5th graders and blank 6th graders belong to the drama club. So I'm going to come over here to the drama club. So remember, 6th graders is the dark bar. And they're halfway in between 10 and 20, which means there are 15 6th graders. I kind of went in a little out of order. And then the 5th graders are halfway in between 20 and 30, which makes this 25. Okay, so 25 5th graders and 15 6th graders belong to the drama club. Blank more blank graders than, okay, so there are 10 more 5th graders than 6th graders belong to the drama club all together. So that means you're adding 25 plus 15, and that's going to be 40. So altogether, 40 students belong to the drama club, 5th and 6th graders. Okay, so now the tallest bar. So you've got to look around. So here's the tallest bar. It's a 5th grader. Ends at 30. And the shortest bar, so you're looking at both 5th and 6th grade, and it looks like it's going to be 6th grade, and it's tied for science and drama club, but they both end at 15. How am I coming up with 15? Because it stops in the middle between 20 and 10, so I'm going to write 15. So the range of data, remember, range is greatest value minus the least value, and that's going to be 30 minus 15, which is 15. So the range of data is 15 students. All right, let's finish this up with number 6. So it says more bars end at blank than any other number. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to do that real quick. So more bars end, and so we have, I'm just going to write quickly 30, 20, 15, 20, 20, 25, 15, and 25. Okay, so look at this, 1, 2, and 3. So we're looking, it doesn't matter if it's 5th or 6th grade, so we're just looking at these numbers. So guess what? 20 shows up most frequently. Now, I know that 15 shows up 2 times, 25 shows up 2 times, but 20 shows up 3 times, so that makes it the mode. So the number of bars end at 20 than any other number, so the mode of the data is 20 students. Ooh, okay. Now, I want to quickly help you out a little with the practice. Now, remember, you have to have a title for the graph. The vertical and the horizontal axis has to be labeled. So those 3 things have to be done, as well as making a nice, neat graph. Now, look at your data table. So that's really important. So your lowest data point, your least data point is 5, and I'm looking at both of these. And then my greatest data point is, it looks like it's 45. So I've got a range of 40. So the reason why I'm looking at this is that I want to calculate my interval. So remember, the interval has to go up the same amount each time. So I am going to very neatly, I'm going to start about right here. So I'm going to start at 0, and then I'm going to go up by 10. So this is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now, why am I going up by 10? Because if you remember your rules of divisibility, any number that ends with a 5 or a 0 is divisible by 5. And the reason why I'm going with 10 is that, basically the physical space on this grid that has been provided for you. So this is going to be minutes, because this is time spent riding a bike. So guess what the title of this graph is going to be? Time spent riding a bike. Now, I'm not going to put in minutes because that's going over on the vertical axis. Then I'm going to come across. Now, I know I'm kind of freehanding this. I want you to use a straight edge. Now, what are we going to put on the horizontal axis? Well, go back up. Look at your data table. Well, here's the time, the minutes, for Ken and Pat for each day that they rode their bicycle. Well, guess what? The horizontal axis is going to be Sunday through Saturday. So I'm going to use a couple different colors. And yes, you need to make a key for this. And I'm going to write Ken, and he's going to be in pink. And then Pat is going to be in blue. Now, you can, if you don't have any color pencils, and I would strongly suggest that you not do markers, because if you make a mistake and you have to correct it, it's going to be a mess. So I would suggest that maybe you use different symbols, so you could do diagonal lines on one bar and then little dots on the other to distinguish the two bars for Ken and Pat, but you do need to make that distinction down below. Now, I'm going to skip a column and I'm going to go to Sunday, and this is going to be Ken biked for 20 minutes, so I'm going to go to the 20 and I'm going to neatly outline this and then color it in. Now, I'm going to kind of leave it at that, just because I don't want to spend a great deal of time on this. And then I'm going to go over and I'm going to do Pat. Now, Pat's 25. Well, 25 is going to be halfway between 20 and 30. Again, I'm going to go through the same process and neatly color this in, because the whole idea for graphs is to be a visual representation of the data so that people can very quickly understand what's being written. Now, this is Sunday, so yes, I do have to write Sunday, and if you want to write the entire word underneath of it, that's fine if you just want to write the abbreviation SUN period. Now, skip a column and go to Monday. So, Ken rode his bike for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go up to the 30, neatly coming down, and then I'm going to color that in. And then Pat rode for 40 minutes, going over to 40 minutes. And yes, I'm kind of speeding through coloring in my bars, but you're going to use a little bit more time to color that in nice and neatly. So this is what your graph should look like. Don't forget to finish off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and answer the questions based on the bar graph that's provided below. Good luck. You can do it. Keep going.